I don't know why that was muted. Can you hear me now? That's weird. I don't know why that did that, but it did do it. And so now here we are. So okay. Now all of the no audios are coming through, but can you hear me now? Maybe? Anything? There it is? Okay. Yeah, sorry. Didn't see that coming. Don't know why that happened. What I do know is that my software kept going into like power save mode because I realized I didn't have the power strip turned on that was providing power to my computer. And so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. What I was saying before all that happened, Lisa will be here in just a second. She had to take care of something real quick, and she'll be right back. So nothing to fear. Don't know why this is here. Yeah, it's, weird things are happening. I hope that is not a sign of things to come. I don't think it will be. I think we'll be all right, but we shall see, I guess. So, how is everybody doing tonight? I don't want to really get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to be talking about tonight until Lisa gets here. Any minute. I mean, she could be walking through the door any second. So don't worry. She is coming. Last second thing happened and she was like, can I go do it real quick? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. No big deal. I'll start. People will be very sad thinking that it's going to be a stream with just me. And then here we go. So it looks like there was some heated conversation happening in the chat before I got started. I was kind of skimming through it real quick. Apparently somebody has a problem with a product that they got from Aquarium Co-op, and they thought that it was appropriate to come to my stream to complain about that. Not really sure what that's all about, but it is what it is. So, and isn't that you? Are you the one? No, you're not the one. You're not the one that was doing that. FishTube's not the one, right? I can't even go back that far, so I don't know. But thank you for the $5 super chat. My name's not Haley. So there might be a little confusion happening here. But anyway, yeah, you know what? Somebody has a bad experience with the Aquarium Co-op website. That has nothing to do with me. And it's not something I'm going to comment about because I've had nothing but positive interactions with that company. We're going to be talking about Corey here in a minute, and it's going to be 100% positive. So it wouldn't be right for me to comment on something like that. What I can say is, having been in that business before, it's hard to make everyone happy. It's hard, if not impossible, to make everyone happy. So you know what? Sometimes things happen and you do your best, but you might not be able to resolve every single issue. And that's unfortunate. But don't go on someone else's stream to complain about it, because that's it's kind of dirty. You know what I mean? Come over here. We'll talk about fish. We'll have all kinds of fun. We'll get to know each other and everything will be great. But this really isn't the place to talk about other companies that don't have anything to do with me. Just because the guy's my friend and I work with him doesn't mean I work with him. You'll hear what I mean by when I say I work with him. It doesn't mean I'm his customer service representative. You know what I mean? So let's keep that kind of stuff out of here. We talk positive about Aquarium Co-op here because we have had nothing but positive experiences with them. And yes, Corey is a friend of mine. Candy's a friend of mine. Jimmy's a friend of mine. Katie's a friend of mine. I know a lot of people there, and I adore all of those people. So I'm not going to sit here and do that kind of stuff. But I apologize that you had an issue. It's unfortunate. And I'm sure it bothers Corey too. Now, what do we got going on here? Got to fill some air before Lisa gets here. Not a lot. Not a lot has happened here. You will understand why in just a minute when she gets here and we get things going and we start talking about the changes that are going to happen. These are all changes for the good, folks. They're changes that I am super excited about. And I think the majority of the KGTropicals audience is going to be excited about too. But because of that, because we've been so overwhelmed with that, there hasn't been a whole lot of movement in here. We are going to start the process actually Saturday, moving one tank downstairs. This one. Did you watch my video that I did I've uploaded 2 videos with that tank. Started a series of videos on the canister filters. Had a lot of fun with those 3 different camera angles. It's a good time. And I've been having fun exploring new canister filters that I have not used before. It's kind of fun. That's the tank I've been using for that. But that tank is going to move down into the basement. It's going to be the first tank that gets moved down there. And there is a specific reason for that. We have actually been commissioned by API to do some videos on some of their products, 1 video per quarter. And the first video is going to be setting up a new tank using some of their products. So that's going to be the one. And it's going to be showcasing a few of their products. It's going to be a lot of fun. I try to do that. I'm going to try to make it fun. So yeah, that's going to be recorded on Saturday. It was supposed to be recorded 2 weeks ago, but the basement was still occupied by our oldest son 2 weeks ago. He and his wife and his fiance and their son, they officially moved out last weekend. So that basement is now empty. We can start the process of moving things down there. Went down there and found out there's like 24 or maybe even more, 26 recessed lights in that basement, which is awesome for video. I mean, that's awesome. The problem is like half of them are burnt out. So that's one of the first things I have to do. I have to go down there and replace a bunch of light bulbs down there, and they're actually LEDs, which bothers me a little bit. Like, why'd they go out so fast? Those things are supposed to burn for like 30,000 hours. I don't know, whatever it is. But the only thing, the explanation that I can think of is that big basement was finished brand new before we moved in. We didn't have it done. But the house sat vacant for a year before we moved into here. So maybe they like left the lights on and they were just like on for a solid year and a bunch of them ran out. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's simple replacing of the LED fixtures. No big deal. It's going to cost us like $75. But hopefully we get years and years of use out of them. So excited about that. I'm not going to show that in video, but that's going to be the first thing that I'm going to have to do is replace all of those light bulbs. We're going to start off with that tank. And then I think everything that we do moving tanks down into that new fish room is going to be based on size. Like it's going to go smallest to biggest once the 90 gallons down there. So once this is down there, I'm going to actually build a long 2-level rack that's going to house a whole bunch of 10 gallons. I've seen somebody repeatedly ask, so they really must want to know about the Fluval Flex. The Fluval Flex is sitting right there, and it's set up, it's operational, it is running. We've got a male beta and some white clouds in that tank, along with some plants and some snails and things like that. It looks nice. We just don't show it on video because that rack over there is it's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. All of Lisa's little experiments and little things that she's doing. So we haven't really shown that. I'm going to build a more permanent rack down in the basement, which will house all of those tanks. Excuse me, sir. Take a guess who that was. So that'll be a video of building that rack and setting all of that up for Lisa. All of the tanks are going to be air driven. So they'll either be Zis filters or just regular sponge filters that I will happily purchase from Aquarium Co-op. Excuse me. I'm just trying to be live. Hundreds of people are watching. And you want to interrupt me like that. The cat, he's a rascal. Come on. Come right here. We're going to see some vibration here. And that would be him jumping down. Nope. Okay. Now Lisa's coming in, which is going to send them into a tizzy. So anyway, that's going to be the first project down there, is the rack for all of her tanks. And then we'll probably move to the 75 and the two 125s, and then we'll go to this one. I'm pointing to that one, and then the big dog there. So that's going to be the process. Whatever we add as far as new tanks, that's going to be after all of these are already down there. That's when we will add the new tanks. You gonna put your glasses on? You want me to show you doing that on the...
Actually, you can see pretty okay for now.
And here we are. Lisa is with us now, finally. I was having a hard time
Am I
filling
on?
the air. You're on.
I'm on. Hi. Hey, everybody. I'm finally here. Sorry you had to go through the last 13 minutes without me.
It's miserable. Miserable. All right. So now that you're here, let's talk about some of the things that are coming up, some of the things that we are excited about, and then also get into the changes that are happening, which for most of you, this is going to be a drag, but it's probably going to be mostly me doing the talking there. But do you want to say anything, any hellos or anything before I get on that?
There's just so many people here. I'd love to say hi to everybody. I mean, I see Kang Lee and Candy and the Zen Ginger, Melissa Jeswald and
So
Amber
many.
and Nola Jane. I mean, everybody, Haley, everybody is here, and I'm going to miss somebody and feel horrible. But hi to everybody. I haven't seen, or not seen, but been on.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like 3 weeks.
Since the fiasco
Since
one where
the
everything
mess up,
melted down and
yeah.
I became a real jerk and
Yeah.
everything was bad.
Yeah, that one. So anyway.
We've moved on from that one, ladies and gentlemen.
But I've lurked on a lot of live streams, cut in on 1 or 2.
Yeah, I've been on other people's streams more than I've been doing my own lately. I was on Bob's for 2 weeks in a row, which was a lot of fun. He asked me like the night before, like Sunday night, he asked me, you want to be on my stream tomorrow? And I'm like, dude, I was just on your stream last week. People are going to start getting sick of me. But then I proposed to you that maybe we should have him on tonight. And you were like, no, he said I looked 50.
And you got to bring that up. You got to bring that up.
We talked about that last week. We don't need to bring that up again. Bob Steenfott is a rascal. He made a joke about her, and it didn't go over very well.
It was funny. I just like to give him a hard time about it. I don't take it serious.
Bob's joke about Lisa went over about as well as Ari Shafir's joke about Kobe Bryant. But anyway, we'll move on and talk about something else. Maybe I'll touch on that later in the John's World segment, because that's one comedian I will never support with any of my dollars ever again. So...
Well, see, that's a horrible person to compare Bob to.
No, I'm not. No, I would never do that, because Bob's a sweet guy. Even though he tries to put on this tough guy act, he's a sweet guy. He probably has a problem with me using the word sweet to describe him, but I don't care, because he's halfway across the world. He can't fight me right now. I'll just be nervous next time I see him at an event. But yeah, that's nothing compared to what Ari Shafir did. I hope Ari Shafir burns in hell, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm not even a religious guy. Anyway, we just went off the deep end there.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you are fragile about the Kobe Bryant situation, which we all are, do not type in Google Ari Shafir. Don't do it. We'll talk about it towards the end of the stream
Sort
here
of like
tonight.
when you told me not to look at that Netflix
Did you do it?
video. No.
You didn't watch it?
Of course
Okay,
I
good.
wouldn't watch it. When you tell me not to watch something because it would probably upset me, I choose to listen to what you have to say, because I don't like animal abuse.
Yeah, well, that movie's not about animal abuse, but anyway, jokes are not jokes when it comes to joking about somebody who died less than 2 hours before he put that post up. So no, I don't give comedians a pass when there's no bigger stand-up comedy mark on earth, ask her, than me. I'm obsessed with it. I know every single comedian. I know their routines. I know what they do. I know everything they've been on. I've seen everything Ari Shafir has done. You don't joke about stuff like that. You don't joke about the Holocaust. You don't joke about racism. You don't joke about what he did. You don't joke about sexuality. There's lines you don't cross. And you definitely don't cross lines about somebody who died and they weren't even at the morgue yet. You don't do that. Shame on him. And we'll talk about more of that later. So anyway, We got a couple of exciting things coming up.
We do?
I'm not
What?
going with the big changes yet. Well, I've got something exciting coming up on Saturday. You're going to probably be in the bath or whatever. Who knows what you're going to be
Saturday,
doing.
you're supposed to be changing the brakes in the truck.
I will be doing that, and I will also be recording some
That's
videos.
huge.
And
That's a big deal, you guys.
I will also be on. I almost said Friday Fish Facts. Boy, James would have been upset about that. I am going to be on again on Fish Room Fever's live stream Saturday night. It's going to be fun because we're going to talk all about tech. We're going to talk all about gear. I'm certainly not an expert when it comes to that, but him and I have had a couple of conversations about, what equipment to use and things like that. In fact, we talked about it on live streams, and he's like, you know what? I want to do a whole live stream all about that. So I'm excited to talk about that. It'll be a lot of fun. I know, and there he is. James, go ahead and, I know you already set up the stream. Go ahead and share it in here. And that way people can maybe click on that and set a reminder and all that kind of stuff. Come hang out with me and James. I think it's just him and I.
Wait, he's going to be at
And he is. That was the next thing I was going to talk about.
Big Fish Deal. Okay.
That's a month and a half away, the Big Fish Deal. This thing is shaping up to be something really, really special, folks. They have really embraced the whole YouTube community, which is really cool. The Big Fish Deal coming up in the middle of March in Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is so nice because it's an hour and a half away from our house.
Yeah, right?
It's so glorious. We are going to be, Lisa and I are going to be there along with like a dozen other YouTubers, including Fish Room Fever, Chattanooga Ed, Oddball Aquatics, King and Queen Cichlids. Rachel O'Leary is going to be there.
Jess Shrimp Granny.
Jess Shrimp Granny, Peck Tech. I'm probably forgetting some others. Alien World, I think is the name of his channel, is going to be there. Folks, Susie Q. Susie Q is going to be there too.
Of course.
JH Aquatics with Big City Betas, of course. Why would he not be with her? So that's going to be cool. A lot of these YouTubers, including you, I'm pointing to her. I guess it looks like I'm pointing to you on the screen too.
My chat messed up.
There's going to be a lot of these YouTubers doing demos, and Lisa is one of them.
I'm not going to lie. I'm really nervous. I've never done anything like that before in front of a bunch of people. I mean, I'm going to be in front of people, probably not a bunch. It's probably not going to be a lot, but I've never done that before. And
you're going to do fine. We'll get you through it, and I'm going to get it on video too. So there will be, maybe we'll do like a vlog style type video of that event, and that'll be part of it. You doing your demo, so that'll be very cool.
The fun part was going shopping for the aquarium. I already bought it. It's a 14-gallon aquarium.
Who bought it?
Yeah. So I picked it out. It was a lot of fun shopping for it, and I've got some good ideas. So I am looking forward to doing it. I'm just going to have to pretend nobody's watching me. I know that sounds weird.
Just pretend like you're talking to a camera. It's going to be no big deal. But Peck Tech is also doing a demo. Jess is going to do a demo. Is Rachel doing one? How could Rachel not be doing one?
I don't think she
Maybe
is.
she's not.
She did offer to help me
get ready for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that's going to be happening there, which is going to be cool, and I've kind of voluntarily put myself, I guess you could call it, in charge of this, in charge of the coordination of it. We're going to be live streaming through the entire event. And I'm actually going to bring all of this. I'm going to bring the computer and I'll probably even bring the lights and the microphones and the webcams and bring all of that kind of stuff to the event, set it all up there. And we will actually stream. It's not going to be on my channel the whole time. We might do a block, but there's going to be quite a few smaller channels there that I would rather give it to them first. So I'll just set everything up. We can sign on to their account from my computer and boom, there we go. That'll work out really nice. So it's probably going to be one of those things where it's like an hour block and it goes from channel to channel to channel to channel. There is going to be one part, I think, where they're going to want to stream the rare fish auction. And that's probably going to need to be done through a phone because this stuff, you can't carry this around. So, we'll have to work that out as we go. But it's going to be a lot of fun. That event is going to be really cool. If you're going to be in the Gaithersburg, Maryland area, mid-March, March 14th, isn't it?
13, 14. March, John, not
that's
February.
what I said. But the event is really the 14th. There's like a little pre-thing going on the 13th. That's not really part of the event.
Yeah, it is. It's something to do with shrimp, I think.
Okay.
They do have something going on. That's supposed to be a lot of fun, but...
You know what? Candy just shared the website, so there you go. That's all you got to do. Click on that. Check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. Come say hi. These are smaller, more intimate events, which I think is really cool. It's, not this big, giant circus like some of the other shows are, and that's good. That's a good thing. So... burn through a couple of these super chats here real quick because we can't ignore these people. I don't want to ignore anybody, but I'm definitely not going to ignore anybody that puts money in our pockets. Here's $10, Lisa and John, for whatever, from Bob Kaler, who I finally know what he looks like now, because I saw him on one of the streams. I think it was Fish from Fever stream. I don't know. I don't remember who it was. I was watching a stream and there he was, which was cool. Chad Krotz +1 Bob. He wants to see Bob on this live stream, but he's probably mad at him too because of the horrible things that he said about you.
Nobody
We
cares.
are never going to let that go. I'm not going to let it go because it's fun. Colin Moncano, I hope I got it right there, $2. Hey guys, I loved Tool so far. Keep it up. We're going to talk about that series in a minute. It's not going anywhere. Don't panic. Thank you very much for the comments, for the compliment, and the $2. We are having so much fun with that series. It is an absolute blast, and I can't wait to make more. So they're a lot of fun. Recon's Aquariums. Enjoy seeing y'all on the smaller channels. Cool. Yeah, I mean, hey, I don't care. I don't look at numbers. If somebody wants me to be on their stream, if I can do it, I'm going to do it because I enjoy doing it. It's fun.
I have to interrupt. Kenny Schindler said the cat should get his very own video. Let me try that again. The cat should get its very own video. And the funny thing is, he actually has been on his own video.
Yep.
But just not on this channel.
Ah, where could that channel be? So, excuse me. All right, so let's get into...
Look at him. He's back there messing with my extreme fish food. Well, not now, but every time I go to feed the fish.
Nice product placement there. Look at that.
Well, I was just telling a story. So I feed my fish extreme, 99% of them. And every time I open up the can of extreme and I'll sit it down, when I'm just going over to the tank to feed, the fish, I sit it down and his little butt is in it trying to eat my fish food.
He does it every single time.
He loves extreme, so just saying.
Yeah, he'll eat pretty much anything you put in front of him, but he really does love extreme. She's not making up a story. It's absolutely true.
I have to fight him to get him away from it.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Look at Candy's sponsorship and affiliate disclosures. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand all of the rules when it comes to YouTube. I know, I do, but this is a new one.
Reno loves extreme.
Yep, he does. I'm pretty sure the only kind of I don't know. I don't understand the disclosures thing. I understand about how it needs to be done in the description of videos. Not 100% certain if I just bring it up. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm sure my YouTube consultant, who we're going to talk about here in a minute, will fill me in on that because he's filled me in on so many other things that I was not aware of before. What's he doing? Other than getting on my nerves. I have had the debate with her already about not bringing the cats down into the basement, especially that one. Because, wow, if anything ever throws me off my game, it's that cat. So, and you sometimes, kicking me under the table. We're sitting 2 feet apart from each other, folks. It looks like we're across the room from each other, but she is right there. So I could, I shouldn't say that. She could slap me if she wanted to and would only have to lean a little bit to do it. So, yes, let's talk about, let's do this first. Spencer Wells, 75-gallon Apisto tank What's schooling fish? Neons with apistos? I'm not the apisto guy. That's more of Bob. But would neons? I don't think apistos are aggressive at all. I've never kept them. I've never had them.
I haven't either.
But I don't think they are aggressive. I don't know that you would have too much of a problem with neons. But yeah, you might want to ask Bob about that. You paid $2 and I can't even answer your question. I'm sorry.
So call him.
That happens a lot on this live stream. You want me to do that?
Yeah, call Bob. Ask
All right.
him.
I'll call Bob on the stream. We'll get to the bottom of this. Let me, because he does it to me all the time. All right. Well, he's done it to me once. All right. Calling. Watch him not answer because he's watching. He's not going to answer.
I like calling people. It's fun.
Man, you're embarrassing yourself, Steenfot.
His number isn't on there, is it?
No.
Oh, it's just his name.
Sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please.
So maybe you should page him. Page
That-
his beeper.
If I had his pager number, I would page him. That's funny. So, okay. Anyway, and I'll get into this and then he'll call me back. But he probably knows something's up because he's like, if he sees his phone, he's probably like, why is that idiot calling me? Why would he be calling me? I know he's streaming right now. He knows. He knows what's going on. So anyway, we do what?
Mike says call the Razor.
Yeah, I don't know if that number that I just called is the Razor phone or if that's his real. I don't know what it is.
He has
but,
like 5.
Yeah, and the pager. That might have been his pager. I don't know. But it's true. Bob Steenfot has a pager. I just wish I had the number to it. I would be I'd be sending boobs to that all day. All day.
John.
You can't send pictures on a pager. It's
I forgot.
free. How do you do it? I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but it's the numbers. And then if you turn it upside down, it says boobs, or you can make it say boobies.
The funny thing is, I was laughing when I heard he had a flip phone, and then when I heard pager, I was like, what? What?
Yeah, I had a pager too in 1991.
I never had a pager.
I had one for work, but apparently, yes, Kenny Schindler, they do still work. I don't know. Bob has one. So, okay, we need to talk about these changes that are happening. When I told you we were going to talk about this, you didn't want to. And I said, woman, you need to learn a thing or two about promotion because
What are you
we
talking
got
about?
the changes that we're going to be making to the KGTropicals YouTube channel. Nothing catastrophic, folks. This is all for the good. And I'm actually more excited about it than you can ever imagine. And I think you'll see that when you see Sunday's video. So here's the deal. Gonna go into detail here because that's the way I do it. I got an hour and a half to fill, right? Is Rack streaming tonight? I see him in there. I didn't see that he had one set up. I know he's got some things happening. I didn't know if he was going to stream, but if you could let me know, Rack, then we will come up with something to send everybody over with after tonight's stream. But a few months ago, I started looking at our analytics very deeply, our YouTube analytics, which all YouTubers do. And I noticed something then that is still very true to this day. And daggone it, I wanted to do a screenshot to show all of you while we're having this talk, and I forgot to do it. And I don't want to do it now because everything's running smoothly and I don't want to mess things up. But
Very true.
I like to look at my YouTube analytics as the last 90 days. Because that's when you can really see what's a trend on your channel is 90 days as opposed to the 28 days, which is what they typically put up there. And one of the things that blew my mind about it, and I told you this, 9 out of the 10 best performing videos on our channel were 10 Things episodes. 9 out of 10. The one video that was not in the top 10 that was not 10 Things was the first episode of Tool. Tanks of Our Lives. So 1 to 9. So it's pretty obvious at that point, 3 months ago or a month, I don't know when it was, we knew we were going to have to bring 10 Things back. The problem was thinking about ideas for the series. How are we going to do it? We tried bringing it back, I don't know, what was it, like 6 months ago, doing 10 Things season 2, and we just ran out of ideas. It's a hard series to write, folks. You don't even really think about it. When you watch it, you see an 11, 12, sometimes 20-minute long video where we go through these top 10 whatevers. There's a lot of research, a lot of planning, a lot of writing that goes into that. I put more time into writing those videos than we do shooting them or editing them. I mean, it's a long process, and I was completely drained of ideas. I just didn't know what to do. I could go back and do another, here's 10 more things about betas, because that's the most watched video on our channel. But I didn't want to do that. So I didn't want to do it unless it was fresh and new. So now fast forward to last Wednesday. Not last Wednesday. One day last week, I came to you. You were still in North Carolina. I texted you and I said, I want to do something that's going to impact our channel. It's going to benefit our channel, but it's going to involve spending some money. And so I can imagine what was going through your head. Oh, what camera does he want to buy now? What kind of computer does he want to buy now? He's only got 3. But
yeah,
no,
basically.
I said what I wanted to do was I wanted to hire a YouTube consultant, a YouTube guru, if you will, somebody that I can bring in that will take a look at our channel and say, here's what you need to do. Now, you might, if you're a YouTuber, you might be thinking, makes sense. If you're not a YouTuber, you might be like, what's the big deal? You put videos up, people either watch them or they don't. This is a very complex game that involves a lot of strategy. There's a lot to it, and it's a lot to think about and to analyze and to monitor all the time. And so if you think about it, having a fresh set of eyes come in and look at things is a beautiful thing. I don't care what it is that you're doing. Let me give this scenario to you because everybody's went through this scenario. I've gone through this one recently. You're sitting at home, you got to go somewhere. You start looking for your keys. Can't find your keys anywhere, right? So you look on your desk, not there. You go look at the table in the family room, not there. You go through the kitchen, you look in the drawer, nope, don't see it. Look on the counter, nope, don't see it. And what ends up happening? You end up going back and looking at your desk again. You end up going back to the family room again. I'm giving you a map to our house here. Then you turn around, you go back to the kitchen. You start going through, checking the same places over and over and over again, trying to find your keys. And then the smarter part of your relationship, the smarter half of the relationship walks in and says, what are you doing? And you say, I can't find my keys. And she says, they're right here, dummy. How many times have you had that happen? It happens.
Yeah, I do it all the time with you.
Shut up. It happens all the time. When you're looking for something, you look right past it. And you're looking in the same places over and over and over, and everything starts to look the same. Well, that's what happens with YouTube. So having a fresh set of eyes come in is going to spot things that maybe I didn't see before. So I told you I wanted to do that. And I said, but I can tell you right now, the first thing that person is going to say, whoever it is that I bring in, first thing they're going to say is, how come you're not making 10 Things videos anymore? Because it's the number one thing on your channel. That's what's watched the most. Why aren't you doing that? And yeah, eat some delicious pink Starburst. Why don't you? Just don't chew it on the microphone. People will hear that. That'll be weird. So I told you that, and I said, I'm gonna hire one of these guys. And when I say hire, I mean just hire their services. Obviously, I'm not hiring an employee that's gonna come sit here, you know. So I start looking around. I've got my favorites. I've got Tim Schmoyer. I've got Daryl Eves, Roberto Blake, and Brian Johnson, and all of these guys that are smart YouTube.
don't know who they
You don't
are.
know who they are. Smart YouTube people. And I said, I tell you what, I know for a fact Corey McElroy has used every single one of these guys. And I don't mean used, I mean utilized their services. Corey's been to Vid Summit. I know he's done all of these things. So I reached out to him and I said, hey, have you used these? Have you paid the X amount of dollars to use their services? And if so, did they just tell you a bunch of things you already knew? Let me do that real quick before I get too far. Thank you so much, Multi-Tank Addiction, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Saw that. Don't think I ever officially congratulated you for passing the 1,000 subscriber mark. Good job, buddy. I don't know if I ever did that publicly. Here we go. Hey,
Answer it.
you're on the stream.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I don't even remember why I called you.
It had to do with the Pistons.
Okay, what's a good schooling fish for a pistos?
Rainbow fish.
Oh God,
Of course he's going to say
the
rainbow.
answer is not always rainbow fish. Give me another one, smaller.
Rasboras.
How about rummy nose?
Brilliant Rasboras.
Rummy nose. Are you only naming ones that are on your website?
Yeah?
Steampotaqutics.com. That's good. How about
Look, I'm stir frying up some nacho meat right now.
nice, cool. Well, enjoy that.
I'm gonna build some nachos and then sit down and watch the rest of your stream.
Okay, cool. Make sure you say something in the chat so that I know that you're there and I can give you a hard time.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Oh, no. He's going to say Lisa's 50.
Okay, sorry about that, folks. I bet he's taking a dump, Jimmy says. Finally, Jimmy shows his face in here. How about that? Jimmy, you almost got me the other night. I'm telling you, you almost got me. All right, so let me get back to this. So I reach out to Corey. I said, Corey, have you used these? And he responded with, yep. And I said, okay. Are they, Corey and I talk about YouTube all the time. I said, I'm not as smart as you when it comes to YouTube, but I know a thing or two. I'm pretty fluent when it comes to YouTube. If I utilize their services, are they just going to tell me a bunch of stuff that I already know? And at the end of the day, I'm going to think, I wish I hadn't paid that money. And he said, well, they'll give you some stuff, but a lot of the stuff you're going to know. And, it's not going to be things that are going to be eye openers to you. Or I think I actually described aha moments is what I said. I said, is there going to be aha moments? And he said, yeah, there'll be some, but maybe not as much as you're hoping for. I said, okay, well, that's a shame. Now, an interesting twist to this conversation is I said, well, you know what? I've known you for several years now, and you're the smartest person I've ever met when it comes to YouTube. What if you just looked at it? What if you looked at my stuff? And he's like, make me a manager on your channel and I'll take a look at it and I'll make up a report for you and I'll do all of this. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a second. Hold on now. I said, okay, first of all, no way am I going to say no to that. But second of all, I was willing to pay these guys. I will certainly pay you for your services. And he was like, all right, whatever. That's fine. So what sounded weird about that? Nothing I said. When I see Candy pop up, I automatically have to look to see what she says because, she's running the show. So the end the climax of the story here, folks, is the
John showing his stuff to Corey for money.
that's not where it was supposed to go. So the moral of this story, folks, I got to turn chat off here. It's going to...
That's
the
awesome.
YouTube guru, the YouTube consultant. I don't know why I keep doing this. I hate when people do this. And I hate when people say number 2, number 3. Pet peeves of mine. But I do them both all the time. The moral of this story is that guru, that YouTube consultant that I have hired is in fact Corey McElroy. I asked him before I did this. I actually asked him several days ago. do you want me to keep this quiet? Because obviously Corey works like 1,000 hours a week. He doesn't have time, because I knew that if I talked about this, there would probably be a lot of others that would reach out to him. Hey, can you do the same for me? And he said, no, that's fine. You know, you can tell people if you want. And so here we are. I'm telling y'all anyway. I'm not doing an advertisement for Corey, because it's not like he's in business doing this, but deep down, I think he kind of wants to. But he's never said anything about that to me. But what I can tell you is this, folks. In the 8 days that I've been working with him, I ain't working for him. I have learned more in those 8 days than I think I have in the last 8 years. And I'm not kidding you. I mean, listen, I paid him money. It's not like I'm trying to sell you on anything. Okay. I'm not trying to justify anything. I'm not trying to sell. I'm not doing an advertisement. I'm telling you the truth here. I paid money to be able to say this. I have learned more in the last 8 days than I have in the last 8 years. And that is a fact. And of course, the first thing he said was, how come you're not doing 10 Things videos anymore? So I said, well, you know, I love doing them. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of work, but I'm not afraid of that. But I just ran out of ideas. So what does he do? He does what Corey McElroy does. Well, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? And all of a sudden, him and I start going back and forth, and I think we have like 26 episodes that we have topics for like 26 episodes.
I was waiting for you
things.
to say, well, Corey said we should probably get rid of you.
Yeah, he would not say that. Corey is a blunt guy, and he's not going to BS anybody, but even if he thought that, I don't believe he would say it. I don't believe he would say that to me. He would keep that one to himself, because he knows I would probably have a problem with that. But also, how many husband and wife, fiancés, boyfriend, girlfriend, how many are there in the fish tube community? There's a new one with JH and Amber, but there's us, there's the Adams, there's King and Queens. There's not a whole lot of people that are the tandem. We're doing streams together. We're doing 10 Things together. We're doing Tool together. You do videos, I do videos. There's no way in the world Corey would be against that. And he's never said anything but positive stuff about that. So, folks.
I was really just kidding.
I know. This Sunday is the return of 10 Things. This Sunday. The first episode is going to be 10 common mistakes that will harm your fish. And it's a good one, folks, because I have been completely obsessing for the last, I don't even know how long, perfecting green screen work. If you're familiar with 10 Things, which I have a feeling most of you are, I'm not trying to be like arrogant or anything, but it's the most popular thing on our channel. You know that we utilize the green screen in that. Actually, I received one of the most complimentary things I've ever received from Corey. Corey's not one to compliment people all that often. And it's not that he's a jerk. It's not a normal thing. So when you get one from him, it's a big deal. And I don't even think he meant to do this, but he sent me a screenshot of one of our 10 Things episodes, which was of me with the blue background of one of the 10 Things episodes. And he said, is this a background or is that a green screen? Now, anybody that has ever made a video and has ever tried to use green screen, Bob Steenfat's in here, he knows it's hard to make the image look like it's not a green screen. It's very, very difficult. There's tricks, there's little things that you have to do to really get that dialed in to where it doesn't look like you're using a green screen, where it almost looks like you're a newscaster. You know, you can never tell that they're in front of green screens. Two more quick super chats here. Bob Kaler again with the $9.99 cheerleader. Seems to be a common theme with him. And then Bob sent the poop 99 cents.
Wow.
Love that guy. I guess he's here with us. He's got his plate of nachos. I picture Bob sitting on his chair, shirtless, in his boxers.
Is up
with the hat
you?
on, of course. And he's in his boxers. He hasn't shaved in a month, and he's eating nachos, picking lint out of his belly button. That's what I'm picturing right now. That's the image
You're
that I have in
sitting
my.
there picturing a man without a shirt on. What?
Hey, Bob's a good-looking man. What do you want me to say? Bob is definitely a green screen expert. He knows the tricks. He knows how to do it. I don't know if everyone is going to like this Sunday's 10 Things episode. But I know that anybody who watches it will say, that's pretty daggone good green screen work right there. It's the best I've ever done. It looks better than anything we've ever done. So I'm really excited about that. So not only is 10 Things coming back, and it's coming back this Sunday, but it's a new and improved 10 Things. And I am super excited about it. I have been wanting to do this for the longest time, but I just have run out of creative ideas for it. Got them now, ready to go. Super excited. We recorded 2 episodes. So yeah,
Yesterday?
we're rolling. We did it yesterday. Yep.
Is it?
Now that brings in the question of Tanks of Our Lives. That is a series that has been picking up steam. It seems to be something that people are enjoying. I have seen the comment more than once, and I know you have too. I probably shouldn't say this because it's really going to sound conceited, but it's public. It's right there. More than once I've seen the comments, these are the best fish keeping videos on YouTube. There is no higher praise than that. I'm not going to try to make the claim that they are the best fish tube video. No, I'm not going to say that, but that is about as good a compliment as anybody could ever give us. If you are that person that has put up that comment, there's multiple people that have said that. Don't worry. That series isn't going anywhere, but it's going to go to every other week. What we're going to do is we're going to do 10 Things on Sundays. We're going to do Tool episodes every other Tuesday. And then the Tuesdays that are not Tanks of Our Lives videos, those are going to be fish room videos, 90-gallon fish tank videos, arowana videos, discus, betas, fish room stuff, moving stuff down to the new fish room, the canister filter reviews that I've been doing. All of that kind of stuff is going to be uploaded on Tuesdays. So we've got like 3 months worth of videos planned out. It is a huge deal for me. It creates a new energy when you have all these ideas and you have all these concepts. When you've done almost 600 videos like I have, it's kind of difficult to come up with new stuff. And so when you have several months worth of ideas, it's a pretty big deal. It makes the YouTuber feel really, really good. So you think that super chatter while I take a drink.
Oh, wait. Did I miss any?
It just happened.
Okay. Aquarium's maintained by Andy with the $2 super chat. Love the flashback videos. Thank you very much.
The flashback videos, would that be the ones where you redid the feeding one? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
I think possibly the tool videos because we're going back
Oh,
to...
because it's like we're in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That would fit. We do
Well,
too.
I have seen several times, I don't know about you, but even in the chat tonight, everybody wants to know the relationship between Steve and Karen. Do you want to say it?
I think that it should play out on screen is what I think. I think
Okay.
people should stay tuned to find out.
Yeah.
Because we have had so many ideas, potential
know.
potential actors to play Trevor, the dreaded Trevor.
Trevor? That's my boyfriend.
We
He's
haven't
nice.
we haven't talked about a potential love interest for me. We haven't even talked about that. I don't think you want that because Steve is such a douchebag. But by the way, Karen and Steve are the names of my sister and brother. By the way.
And that wasn't planned. It's so weird.
Well, Steve was. I was originally going to be Bo, and I never really liked that. And you were going to be Hope. Bo and
Right.
Hope, Days of
From
Our
Days
Lives,
of Our
right?
Lives.
And then you said, for whatever reason, you said you wanted to be Karen.
Because you were like, okay, so Karen, or the the character that I'm thinking of, you were saying, is going to be the know-it-all, the person that knows everything, and I automatically thought of Karen. Those
Okay,
women
Karen.
that have the short blonde hair, and they're like, let me talk to your manager.
Okay.
You know, so I was like, oh, Karen. That sounds like a Karen. And I was going to get a short blonde wig. And then we ended up not doing it, and yeah.
And when you said you were going to be Karen, I said, well, I'm going to have to be Steve then, because that's my brother's name, Karen and Steve, you know. And I have a second sister too, named Debbie. So maybe one of the kids' names will be Debbie or something. I don't know. But Chris Pettit, Pettit, I'm gonna assume it's Pettit, just became a member during the live stream. How exciting is that? Welcome to the team, my friend. Speaking of members, I put up a members only post yesterday, and I sent a picture of the green screen with the script in front of it and the lights and the microphone, and everything's all set up. And I put it up to members only, which, Chris, you can now go look at. If you go to the community page, you'll be able to see that. And I said, I wonder what this is about. And nobody guessed 10 things.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody guessed 10 things. We had, I don't know how many people responded to that post. It was members only. There would have been probably 750 responses if we put it on the public page. But there was like 20 people that commented back. Not one of them guessed 10 things. They were all like, the next generation of Tool or whatever. It's like, somebody even said, you're going to reveal your newest bobblehead. I'm like, what? I don't want to lose all of my subscribers. But nobody guessed 10 things. And that was kind of disappointing. I expected that was going to be something that people would guess right away, but they didn't. Rob Marion with the I don't know what those are called. What are those things called? They're not kazoos, but those things. Anyway, thank you for that so much. Furlough's Fish Room with the $2. Looking forward to 10 things. I got to tell you, whether the content is the best or not, I don't know. But as far as the footage and the A-roll and the green screen work and all that, and the music, it's probably going to be the best produced 10 Things episode that we've ever done. This Sunday, it's coming out. So, slide whistle. Is that what they're called? It's the ones that are rolled up and they go, you know what I mean? Not the, anyway, whatever. The ones you do at birthday parties.
Yeah, I have some.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not going to go get it.
So, Glass City Fish Witch said, I second that, get Bob on Tool. So, who was the originator of that? I don't know who it was, but somebody suggested that, which was followed up by...
He could be Debbie.
Well, the idea was maybe he could be Trevor.
Oh.
But I kind of feel like whoever's going to be Trevor needs to be here. And Bob's in Seattle, so that's not really going to work out. But anyway, that series... Corey, as I said before, Corey, I see you're in here. I don't know if you were in here when I made the whole big announcement.
I don't think Trevor should be a YouTuber.
Well, it'd be fun if they were, but your mom's going to be a YouTuber. But,
that's okay.
And my
cool
dad.
Mom.
We already have those.
Cool mom.
We already have those actors picked out. But I did on last week's stream. I said I didn't reveal who my YouTube consultant was. But I said in that one, you know, I hope that he doesn't suggest that I get rid of Tool, and he did not. Corey is a YouTube savant. He is probably the closest thing to a YouTube genius that there is, and he didn't. And I think he probably didn't because he knew I was going to say, not happening. But
it's fun.
If he didn't want it, he would have said it, because that's just the way Corey is. He doesn't BS anybody. He's blunt. Whatever your opinion is, Corey, don't embarrass me and put it in here. But but that's, you know, he didn't suggest that I get rid of it, which is good. But of course, his first suggestion was, let's bring back 10 things. I could not agree more. And there it is. Priscilla wants to be Trevor. I mean, that'd be awfully progressive if we did that. But no, We have an idea of who Trevor could be, and it would kind of be weird, but it would still be funny. But anyway,
It would be hilarious.
I've got a guy picked out that is going to be my cousin,
You do?
Steve's cousin. Yeah, cousin Ray Ray. Remember? We're not saying who these people are.
Yes. Oh, are you talking about when
Did I just said we're not
when
going to?
Napoleon asked him to come get him from school because his lips hurt? That one? Is that cousin Ray Ray?
I don't know what this woman's talking about right
I thought
now.
you were talking about Napoleon Dynamite.
No, you're thinking about Uncle Rico.
Oh, whatever.
But no, we've got some other YouTubers that we've reached out to for fun with this. The Tool series is not going anywhere. It's doing well. It's not doing as well as I had hoped it would do. But what am I like? What do I think I am? Like some kind of big shot or something? I can't be too disappointed in it. It's done well, but each week it's done a little worse. So we'll have to see how it all turns out. But I kind of feel like this is the kind of series that, once it develops a little bit more and we've got more of a catalog, people might, see one and they like it and they end up watching all of them. And that's when it'll really take off. So we'll have to see. But I'm a huge fan of it. I have so much fun doing it. The unfortunate thing about it is, I hope you can tell this by watching them, they take a lot of time.
But they're fun.
They are fun. They're a lot of fun for you. All you got to do is put a denim jacket on and put some lipstick on and start talking.
I poof my bangs up
I
a
do
little
all
bit.
of the other stuff to it, and it is a lot. But for now, like I said, every other week there will be a new Tool episode, Tanks of Our Lives, and 10 things every Sunday.
That's funny.
Very, very excited about that. That's it. That's the exciting thing. That's the big announcement that's coming. And I hope that some of you aren't disappointed by that announcement. If you look at it from a YouTube standpoint, somebody that's trying to reach as many people as possible, somebody that's, I have this new idea for a motto for our channel, because it's been the thing that we have been striving for ever since we started this channel, which is to keep fish keepers fish keeping. So the thing is, if you've noticed the kind of general theme of our channel has always been geared kind of towards the beginners. It's always been, if we're going to do a beta video, it's going to be, are you just buying your first beta? We're not doing all of the advanced stuff, because we're not advanced fish keepers either. We're just stupid people. I'm stupid, that keep fish in our garage. We're not fish keeping experts. So our whole thing all along has been to keep fish keepers fish keeping. Because if you think about it, we've got two kinds of fish keepers. We've got obsessed lunatics like all of us. How many people are in here? 353 lunatics are in here right now that are obsessed over fish keeping so much that they would listen to a bald guy talk for an hour and a half and not give the better looking one on the screen any opportunity to talk. But most of this hobby are people that are just coming into it and might soon be hitting that frustrating stage. And you know what I'm talking about. That time when your fish start dying off, your tank starts getting full of algae. You don't understand why your fish keep dying. The tank looks like crap. Everything's falling apart. You're frustrated. You don't know what to do. Most people bail at that point and they get out of the hobby. That's not good for any of us. I don't have a fish keeping business, but it's not good for any of us. It's not good for the hobby. So to keep the hobby going, to keep this YouTube community going, we need to keep fish keepers fish keeping. And I should have trademarked that, because somebody's going to steal it watching this stream. But I've thought about having shirts made. Keep fish keepers fish keeping. How funny is that? Only weird fish keepers like us would know that, or would understand what that means. But I want to reach as many people as possible. I mean, that's kind of the goal. I want to keep as many fish keepers fish keeping as possible. And in the end, it works out well for everyone. Everyone wins. People enjoy the hobby more. And if they enjoy the hobby more, that means they're buying more things. So businesses like Aquarium Co-op and Steenfod Aquatics can stay in business, and PetSmarts and Petco's and mom and pops and all of these places can stay open because these people are staying with fish keeping. It's better for the hobby because the more people that are doing this, the more research and development is going to be done on new products because there's plenty of money coming in. We want to expand this hobby. And yes, it is absolutely true. When Larry and Sergey send that check every month, we don't send it back. It puts money in our pocket too. So everyone, from the industry to the hobbyists to us to the fish keepers themselves, benefit from us reaching as many people as possible. So this is why I sent out that first message to Corey. Hey, I'm going to hire one of these guys. Who should it be? After talking for a little bit, we realized that that person should be him. And now he is going to help us take this channel to the next level. And the first way that that's going to happen is by bringing back 10 things. That starts this Sunday. And I could not be more excited about it. There you go. I'm done talking. I'm done for the night. It's all up to you now.
Oh, I'm answering stuff. Since I can't talk, I've just been joining
Well,
the
you
chat.
can talk now.
Oh, now I can talk when you're done. So what do you want to talk about?
It's not as easy as it looks, is it?
Well, I mean,
Let's see. I want to see what Kenny Schindler is talking about here because he said, need to put that on a shirt with a big KGTrop logo on the back. Yeah, I thought about that. We'll see. We'll have to see about that. I thought of that just a couple of days ago. I was thinking about it. Like, what is my mission? What am I trying to do? And that's when it popped into my head. It's keep fish keepers fish keeping.
well, I want to share something exciting, actually, and I'm
I
gonna
love it. Do it.
interrupt you. Okay, so
over here.
I,
Put the camera on you too.
oh, wow. So give them extreme, but what?
Your sound was off. I don't even know how that happened. I'm sorry.
Wait, so I have to restart?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, am I? Can
I'm
you?
sorry, folks. I don't know how that happened. I didn't push anything. But go
Oh.
ahead. You're back on now.
I'm back on now. Okay. Okay.
It happened because I switched the camera to you. That's my fault.
Oh.
I'm an idiot. I've never streamed
So I
before.
have to start over. Okay, that's okay. So maybe I'll say it better than I did the first time. For my birthday, we went to Baltimore, and I picked up 10 Discus from Hans. And over the last, how long has it been? Like 5 months?
Sure.
5 months. They have grown considerably. I've done everything that you're supposed to do to keep Discus and grow them and all that, frequent water changes the right way. And I feed them 3 times a day. They get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I give them Hans's food twice a day, and I give them Extreme once. And they've just been growing and growing. And over the last month, I have had so many of them pair off and just start doing their thing. But the thing is, they're not going to, I need to separate them. I need to stick them in a separate tank and let them do their thing. And hopefully I will have some babies soon, and I can't wait for that. So when we move down to the basement, I do plan on breeding my Discus. Not so much for selling or anything, but just for fun, because Santarum are my favorite. And they're, like I said, they're doing so good. I have a pair right now that are pairing off. They do it all the time. I have like 2 batches a week that are happening, and I just want to have some Discus babies. So I'm going to go ahead and try it and, grow a batch out, I guess. But, and then maybe get rid of some or something at one of the shows we go to that are close by. Maybe next year the big fish deal takes them up there. But anyway, I wanted to share that news. I'm really excited about my discus doing that, and yeah, that's my big news.
Yeah, so we're gonna start a whole discus breeding project
Just for fun.
for fun. See what happens.
Yeah, I mean, not going to do anything that's going to hurt them or anything like that. I can't even imagine what would hurt them, but stop it.
The cats. There is still people commenting that I muted you. I guess there's people that maybe pushed pause for a second and then came back and they're like, John, why'd you mute Lisa? I didn't do that on purpose. It's one of those things when you have different scenes set up on this software, you have to set the microphone up for each individual scene, and I didn't realize that. Because you haven't been on the stream for so long, I didn't realize that I had that muted. So that's my fault. And it's one of those things that, we're not monitoring the sound in our ears. So when it goes out like that, we just don't know until you say something. And then 20 minutes later, people are still saying stuff. But thank you so much to Tracy Walker with the $2. Faulty Operator Studio. I know, you can't hire good help these days. And Corey even commented about it. Like I said, he doesn't hold back. He's not going to BS anyone. But yeah, anytime he has any opportunity to take a jab at me, he's going to do it. And you know what? That's fine. Because I'm used to it, because it happens. It comes from all angles with me all the time. Aquariums Maintained by Andy has become a huge supporter of this channel, super chatting almost every single week for the Discus. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to have to be its own series of videos. Discus.
I can't wait. And honestly, one of the things that I'm super excited about when we move down there is that I've bought stuff to scape my Discus tank, because now that they have grown and they're not itty bitty like they were before, I want to actually put plants in there and stuff, because I don't feel comfortable growing my Discus out in a planted aquarium, because I just think it's easier to grow them, in my opinion, when you don't have to maintain a planted aquarium. You're constantly doing water changes, you're feeding them a lot, they're pooping a lot, so you got to do more water changes, and I don't want to mess up that how do I put it? Like, I just don't want to mess things up in the water for the plants.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, when I'm trying to grow my Discus out and get them, bigger and do all that, I just like to worry about them and nothing else. Now that they are bigger, and the ones that I don't take out to breed, the breeder pair, the other ones I plan on having in the tank with some rummy nose, and a few other little things, and have a planted aquarium, and it's going to look really nice. I'm really excited about that. So when we get down in the basement, I'm going to really go after that and have a really nice
There's
Discus
just no
tank.
reason to do it now.
No, because we're going to be moving down to the basement. That's just like the beta sorority tank. I am so nervous about that, because I spent a lot of time, I put a lot of thought into that aquarium and scaping it, and what plants I wanted in it, the fish I wanted in it, and it's going to take a lot of time to get those fish out, and I'm really worried about messing up my scape just to move it down into the basement, because it's going to be really heavy, and it's probably going to be an all-day thing for me, just because I got to get it back to 100%. But my fish are doing good now. Ever since I had that big, horrible catastrophe with them when John went to the the Aquashella in Chicago, and I got sick that weekend. My fish got sick too. But since that happened, everybody's doing good. My betas are doing good. All of my other fish, the Danios and the Harlequins, they're all doing great. So
Yeah, that tank it's like you almost don't even want to touch it. It's
No,
like everything's going perfectly.
yeah, I go in there and I just clip back the plants a little bit here and there that need it, and water change it just a little bit and add my easy green and, my easy iron to it. And my tank's doing great. The fish are doing great. Plants are doing good too.
Yeah, we're trying to come up with the scheme of things down there. We were actually debating it last weekend when the basement was finally cleared out. We were debating, what are we going to do as far as setting up your area, and I think we've got some good ideas of what we're going to do. The tanks, neither of these tanks, or should I say, none of these tanks, are going to be as close to us as they are now. They're going to be farther back in the distance. Not so far back that you can't see them, but they're going to be farther back, especially yours. Those two tanks are going to be way off in the distance, so we are going to have to make sure we show them a lot in videos.
I am so excited about my part of the fish room because it's going to be more like just a dream. To me, it's going to be like a dream. I've got a really nice, what do you call that sofa? Sectional.
Little sectional.
It's not huge, big, and fancy, like with reclining chairs in it or anything. It's just a nice sectional, and I'm just going to be able to lay back and relax and watch my fish swim around and put up pretty fish pictures. And my background is going to be blue. It's going to be all blue. The whole background in my room is going to be blue, blue, blue. Lots of blue background in my fish room. Just for Bob.
And you're going to have 50 blue tanks. That's what it's going to be.
50 blue tanks.
You say that
blue.
right after Bob sends a super chat for $2, says, sub to Lisa's cat channel. She needs 1,000 subs. He's trying to make up with you, and you're still...
Thank you, Bob.
And then we had Robert Egan. What temp do you keep your cichlid tank at? We got a lot of cichlid tanks, but I'm assuming you are referring to this one. It's right around 80, 82-ish is where we keep it, and they seem to be doing fine. Very little aggression, even though I did have to take a fish out today that got pretty beat up. In fact, Bob and I were talking about this fish the other night.
Really?
On his stream. We were talking about the redfin boilie eye.
So you watched it get beat up?
No, I didn't watch it. I got home from work today, and he was hiding behind a rock, and he had some scarring on him. We've got him in a hospital tank over there with another fish that got beat up a while back. So
I'm taking care of them.
You're going to fix them for me. It's something you deal with African cichlids, but keeping the temperature a little bit lower definitely helps with the aggression. But it's still 80 degrees is not low at all. But if I was to lower it down to like a 78, it would maybe help curb the aggression a little bit more. But then you start getting a little risky with them. Being susceptible to disease and things like that. So
I keep my Discus tank around 84, 85, and that keeps them really happy.
Yeah,
really happy.
You don't face the same issues that I do with that tank, though, because they're all heathens in there. Angela Cross, we know who that is. We've had dinner with that wonderful woman for the Discus Love tank. That's adorable. So thank you so much for that.
Angela, are you going to get a Discus? Blah, blah, blah. Let me try that again. Are you going to get a Discus tank? I know there was some talk about you liking Discus a lot, and I was just wondering if you decided on getting a Discus tank.
I think she's decided on it. They just haven't decided when.
I can't wait to go
Aquatics,
shopping. I want to go shopping with her to pick them out.
Sand Creek Aquatics with the $3 super chat for the basement move. Thank you so much for that. The beautiful thing about the move is that as far as the fish go, it's not really going to cost us anything except for the wood to build the rack for your tanks. And then I'm going to have to build a rack for this one because that one can't fit through the door. So that's going to cost a little bit of money. But other than that, all the money that I'm putting down there is going to be for this, for sound and everything else, lighting. I'm going to install permanent lighting for the stream. And so... yeah, we're going to dump some money into that. But as far as the fish go, right off the bat, it's not really going to cost us anything because we're going to work with what we've got. Once we've got this all down there and all set up, then we can start adding. And you'll be adding whenever you want. But for me...
well, the tanks... I do have a few more tanks I want to get. A few more 10 gallons. Oh, I actually have a bunch of empty ones back there.
Yeah,
I
you do.
forgot
You're using
about.
them as tank stands right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, but when you do when you build me the rack, I want to have a nice setup. I don't want to have them stacked on top of each other where I'm bending over and climbing up on stools. I just want a really nice row of 10 gallons, maybe two rows.
Yeah, I actually talked about that before you came on tonight. We talked about, I want it to be set up like what you would expect to see if you went to George Farmer's basement. That's what I want to, not that the tanks will be as impeccably and beautifully aquascaped as George Farmer's will. Your tanks will, but mine won't.
I do plan on scaping them all, rescaping a bunch of them too.
Yeah, but again, we'll get there when we get there. Bob Kaler just likes seeing his name in ovals at the top of the chat all the time. With $20 this time,
Aw.
showing the Discus some love
Thank
and a little
you,
bit
Bob.
more for the move. Very,
you.
very generous of you. I don't think I've ever had the official answer. Will you be there at the Big Fish deal
Oh, yeah.
with your friends also from Tennessee? Somebody said I settled on, it was Kenneth. I can't see it because I'm old and I'm tired. Kenneth said I settled on Severums instead of Discus. That's not a bad settlement there. I am an owner of some gold Severums and I absolutely love them. They've been one of my favorite fish for a long time.
And Oscars, you have Oscars.
Yeah.
I just heard someone talk a lot of crap about Oscars today.
Oh, who was that? Bob?
Yeah.
Was that Bob too?
Yeah.
Bob, let me tell you something, man. What are you trying to do to me? You trying to ruin my life? I mean, you call me so rude in the middle of a live stream. How dare you? But yeah, let's see. Not this year. Dogs need too much care right now. We were talking about a trip. It's 10/19. I'm just going to say it.
No, but it's not for sure.
I know. I'm not making any official announcement. I want to announce the concept of what we hear. Look at this guy. Watch this. Bob Steenfott.
That's rude.
I didn't decline it. I just ignored it. I'll just let him sit there for a little while. As a matter of fact, no, you know what I'll do? All right. There we go. Oh, he can listen.
He can
So
listen
anyway,
already.
what we thought about, we'll use up his minutes. I hope you don't have a prepaid phone. Here's what we thought about, because Lisa won't admit it, but she has a problem flying. And I understand. She won't admit it. She's embarrassed by it. But you doing okay over there? I hear "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr" coming out of the phone. What do you want?
Hey, I wasn't talking crap about Oscars.
Well, what did you say about Oscars? Did you say only stupid people have Oscars or
He
something?
said albino Oscars are the ugliest thing he's ever seen.
I just hung up on that. I will not tolerate that type of.
And
Anyway,
they remind him of 70s furniture. And it happened to be the furniture that I got for the first time when I moved into my house because my grandparents gave it to me.
that guy. Okay, so our idea was this, because she does have a problem.
Yeah, Candy
Flying.
even said it. He called them puke.
How dare he? Anyway, here's the thought. We make a 6 or so day trip out of going to Chicago for Aquashella. This would be something that Jose Fernandez comes in with $20 and says, Oscars are awesome, and Bob knows it. So what we're thinking about here would be fun. Aquashella is a 2-day event. It's in Chicago. It's going to be in either October or November. I don't know when it's going to be. They haven't set a date yet. We are going to that. And so I had this idea because she's been saying, we can fly. I'll be fine. I'm not going to buy that. I don't believe it, because that's what you said before and you almost, whatever. So what I'm thinking is this. We leave for an event that starts on Saturday. We leave on Wednesday. We live in Virginia, folks. It's about a 12-hour drive to Chicago. So, and I think it's a little bit more than that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I feel like I've driven it before and I feel like it was longer than that. But my thought is we would not schedule it, but we would have a specific route to Chicago and then a specific route back and stop at fish stores on the way while we're on our way to Chicago. So it would be one of those things where we drive half the drive on Wednesday, stop at 3 or 4 stores. We will let everyone know where we're going. That way, if for some reason on a Wednesday you're not working and you would want to stop wherever we're going, you could do that and come hang out with us. It's going to be difficult to know exactly when we're going to be there, but almost try to set up almost like little meetups at these stores on the way. Of course, we would have to get permission from the store owners, and because I'm not going to go somewhere where they're not going to let us film and all that kind of stuff. Thankfully, this event is like 10 months away because we would have plenty of time to plan something like this. But I think it would be an absolute blast to just casually drive out there, half the drive the first day, half the drive the second day. We end up getting there. Well, why did I say Wednesday? Oh, because then what I was hoping was maybe I could convince Jason Adams to take off work that Friday, and we would hang out with Jason and Joanna on Friday. That would be awesome.
That'd be
maybe
fun.
do Aqualand, all that kind of stuff. I'll have to message Greg.
You mean the plans we were supposed to have last time?
That's right.
Yes.
The exact plans that we were supposed to do last time, and we weren't able to do it. So I think it would be a lot of fun. And then again, we would do the same thing on the way back. We would maybe take a northern trip up, or a northern route up, and then a southern route back. Now, when I say southern, I'm not saying we're going to drive all the way down through Texas and Louisiana and Georgia and come. No, I'm not talking about that. I mean, just a little south of the turnpike and a little north of the turnpike. Maybe try to coordinate it to where we would just have some pre-planned stops on the way. And Ruth Miller said a KGTropicals tour. That is exactly how I pitched this idea to Lisa. I said, I have an idea and it could be fun. And I said it could be the KGTropicals U.S. tour. It's exactly how I proposed or pitched it.
A little off topic. I'm going to be in Virginia Beach next weekend for one of my daughter's tournaments, and I plan on stopping at a fish store in Virginia Beach. Jungle Aquatics or
Is it
something?
Jungle Pet?
Jungle Pets.
Is that what it's called? I've never been there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe I'll run into somebody in Virginia Beach. I'm going to have to get a hold of Just Shrimp Granny and see if she wants to hang out. Oh, Reno?
Well, you'll see her in March anyway. But
Well, she lives down that way.
okay. I thought that would be something that would be fun. It's not too cold that time of year. It's getting cold. It wasn't like ridiculously cold when I was there last time. But anyway. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Maybe meet some people along the way. I wouldn't expect there to be a huge turnout because it would be during the week, but we'll see. Like if Oscars are ugly, dislike if Oscars are cool. I see what you did there. That's funny. What I've thought about doing is having like a dislike stream. Like, let's see how many dislikes we can get. Not this time, folks. Don't do it now. I don't want to hear Corey yell at me later on tonight. But I think it'd be fun one day down the road. Let's see how many dislikes we could get. I think it'd be fun. I think we had 2 or 3 before we even started tonight, which proves that there are such things as trolls out there. But yeah, if you want to, now we got 11, Bob. Thanks.
Reno, you're being mean.
What is
Everybody
his deal?
sees you on camera being mean. Look.
He's attacking your arm.
being mean.
Look at this cat. He's a wild animal.
Everybody saw you. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. on
Misbehaving on live stream like that. National Lampoon's KGTropicals vacation. I love it. We could get shirts made and everything. It'd be so much fun. But yeah, I think that this could be a good thing. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Casual, not rushing around. We don't have to worry about planes being delayed and having to stay in hotels and you getting sick. And we don't have to worry about all that. We'll just take our time. We'll get out there. And Of course, if we did it the way we're talking about, it would have to be on a schedule. So,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that casual, but it would still be a lot of fun. And, if we do actually make it official that we're going to do that, of course we will talk about it on here because we would want to see if anybody, for whatever reason, wants to go to one of those stores and meet up with us.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd
that'd
be
be
fun. If
a
they
lot of
don't
fun.
make it to an Aquashella to see people or the Big Fish deal.
How funny would it be that we end up like accumulating these people and we all caravan to Chicago? It'd be a good time. But anyway, North Carolina is below the turnpike. See y'all there. Yeah. That's quite far below the turnpike.
And that will be a trip I'll be taking a lot in the near future. So
Hey, you said you're not supposed to say anything yet. All right,
know.
we got, thank you, Chad Kratz, by the way, for the $10 super chat. Very nice of you. What is, okay, I know exactly what the hashtag is going to be when we all go over to the River Life's live stream. It's going to be hashtag Oscars are beautiful.
that beautiful is too long of a word. Just Oscars. With a
Hashtag,
thumbs up.
hashtag bad. I really want to troll Bob. Hashtag bad Bob. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would work.
Hashtag bad.
That's
Bob.
all. Hashtag bad Bob. All this attention Bob's getting, all these super chats, hopefully. I said I was going to talk about it earlier, and I'm glad to do it at the very end of the live stream. I got to go sad here a little bit. I mentioned it earlier in this stream. If you weren't here to see it, let's all boycott Ari Shaffir. How about that? The comedian Ari Shaffir. If you're not familiar with what he did, he went on Twitter or Instagram, I think it was, one of them, and he did a video post celebrating the fact that Kobe Bryant was killed in a helicopter crash. This was probably the biggest scumbag move I've ever seen anybody do, even worse than the scumbag Washington Post columnist that put up an article 3 hours after he died about what happened back in 2004. Absolutely ridiculous. There's no bigger stand-up comedy mark than me on planet Earth. I was a fan of Ari Shaffir until Sunday. I will not participate in anything that he does. If he goes on Rogan, I won't watch it. If he has a Netflix special, I won't watch it. I will not do anything to support that guy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all you got to do is push A on Google, and it's going to be the first thing that pops up, I promise you, because a lot of people hate that guy right now. That was a scumbag move on his part. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Very, very sad. And Gianna and all the 7 others that perished that day that no one else is talking about. Felt very, very bad to hear that, and it was quite shocking. But let's all go over to River Life's live stream, and we'll hashtag Bad Bob. I've been doing the talking all the last couple of seconds. It's up to you to close the thing, and I'm not going to turn your audio off.
Oh, what am I supposed to say? You just said everything. Anyways, just kidding. Go on over to Rack's channel, The River Life, and hashtag Bad Bob. And I will see you later. Thank you so much. And hopefully I'll be here next Thursday. You never know. I kind of do my own thing now. Just kidding. Bye-bye.
Bye.